Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman, Wargamer. It's part 2 of my playthrough of Skies Above Britain, a solitaire game designed by Jerry White and Gina Willis and published, of course, by GMT Games. So we're continuing our campaign or chapter, skirmishing over the Channel. And last time we finished up with 6 victory points. We downed 2 bombers. We isolated 4 of those Keta, those formation cards, and 2 probable escort kills. Now, before we start Patrol 2, I did get some advice about things I either forgot or didn't play quite correctly. So thank you in particular to Stuart for helping me out. It was only a couple of things, I think, but I've made a note of them. And if you want to see what they are, have a look in the comments on the video so you can keep up to date with playing the game correctly. Okay, here we go. Patrol 2. First thing we're going to do, though, is, if you remember, we are using the random events. So before we do anything else, we'll roll for that. And we get a 3, which is night duty. And night duty says, one of your pilots is called up for a night patrol. Select a pilot, but not a green pilot. Credit that pilot for flying 1 patrol and check for landing. Roll a die. If you roll a 1, fog shrouds the aerodrome and he fails to return and is not seen again. He returns safely if you rolled a 2 or higher, but if he does return and is assigned to this patrol, he will be automatically exhausted after that patrol finishes. Normally that's after 4 patrols. After 2 patrols, you're fatigued. So we'll have to leave whoever is picked for this night duty. We'll put them in the fatigued box so we can rest them. I assume because night duty is very stressful. Right. Okay, I've got all the pilots in the bag, except, of course, for the 2 green pilots. We've even got the veterans in here. So let's see who's on night duty. And it is you. Oh no, that's Richard Kerr. He's one of our veterans. And what I was going to do for this patrol is send out the veterans again with our green pilots to protect them, hopefully with one of the veteran privileges. But no, he's been picked to do night duty. And he is marked off for another patrol. But if you fly after 2 patrols, you will be fatigued. So what we'll do is plop Richard over here in the fatigued box. Right, not sure I like that. So looking at the chapter, just like last time, we're going to start off by putting down our raid vector markers. They are now in the bag. So we're going to plop down 2, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1. Let's speed that up a bit. And just the last 2 at the end. 1 for you. 1 there. And 1 there. There we go. Next we do this part, which would tell us which zone our patrol is in. But as I said last time, we'll wait until we've picked our pilots, get them up in the air, and then we can see where they actually start the patrol from. We've done our pilots. Let's see what the visibility is for today. We'll have the blue die for the visibility, starting visibility, and if we need it, the red die for the sun's location. Oh, just in there with the 8 for clear. And 4, it's on the port side. So let's sort that out. So the sun, so visibility is clear. And we've got the sun this time on the port side. There we can see our fuel is all ready to go. Okay, let's see who will be flying patrol number 2. Now, Richard, being sent on that night duty patrol, has sort of put a bit of a kibosh on what I wanted to do. Means there is one less veteran, and I'm going to be picking them randomly because it gives everybody a sort of fair chance to have a go. If you play this without using your mates, you may want to think a bit more tactically, doing pilots a couple of times so they can get fatigued. But there are 2 more patrols nearer either becoming regular or veteran. But this is a sort of bit of fun. I still want to play the game correctly, of course, but let's see who's flying. Now, these green pilots, we need to get them up again. Bit risky without a veteran, but we'll do what we did last time. We'll put historic wings in yellow 3 and E4 airmen in 3 as well. Then we'll choose the rest. Let's see who we get before we place them on their sections. So we need 9 more. I know Tony is the only other vet, so let's just get these out and then we can see who we've got. Oh, Tony's out again, so that's good. We can pop him straight away with historic wings. Tony will, of course, have to rest after this patrol, otherwise he will get fatigued. Who we got this time? We got A, which is Alan Blue Tweezers, who, if you read the comments on the first patrol, was sort of moaning that he wasn't picked, so he'd have to spend that patrol in the pub. But now he's part of the pilot roster for this patrol. We've got Groucho Marx. Gareth Evans is out again for his second patrol. He'll have to rest afterwards because he'll be fatigued. Oh, we got Herman Lupman this time. Hissy Cat's out again. Spitfire no, Stuka Joe, sorry. Dave's Gaming Cave is out for the first time. And Mike Berticelli. So I don't think it matters who goes with whom. We'll just do it from left to right. As we haven't any more vets, so we'll pop them like this. Gareth can be red leader this time. Apologies if I get the names wrong. I'll try not to do that as much as I did in the last video. There we go. That's our pilots. Oh, bit of an idiot there. I had this covering that space, so I've got to pick another one. It starts already. Who we got? The ID Jester again. There we go, and I've marked them on the pilot roster. Those in this space here means it's their first patrol. But people like Gareth and E4 Airman, you can see they're together. So they've done 2 consecutive patrols. There we go. I think that's correct. I've put the rest of the unused pilots up there in the regular pilot space. But, of course, we forgot to check if Richard landed safely after his night duty, or did he forever disappear in the fog? Let's put it here. So we don't need a 1. Oh, we got a 9, so he lands safely. Next, we'll get our squadron to take off, and we'll see where they are in relationship to that raid. So this will tell us where it is. So once again, we'll roll the die. Three. Oh dear, we're right back here. The raid was spotted pretty late, so we're playing catch up. So we're ready to start. The cards are shuffled, and we're ready for the first part of the sequence of play, the raid vector sequence. And the first part of that is the reveal section. So we're going to reveal these vector markers here. And the first one, straggler. No, I don't think we're going to go after a straggler because, as I said before, we have to use a section for that. And I don't really want to waste one of those. They have to return to base afterwards, I believe. So no, what's this one? Weather. Oh dear. As it says here, for weather, visibility changes to haze. If it's haze already, it is now clouds. So we move to haze. The sun is still out, I believe. Next is the fuel. So we move the fuel markers along one. Next would be the contact phase, but we can only do that if the raid marker is on the interception map, which it isn't. So we now move down to the vector phase. Now the vector phase gives us a chance to sort of move into a better position to attack the raid, which at this point we haven't found. Now we can either move our squadron into the middle zone, or we can go to high altitude. This doesn't cost any fuel, but we can move and increase altitude if we spend some fuel. So I think we'll do that. So into the middle we go at high altitude, and spending another fuel. We would see if the escorts exit, but of course there are no escorts on the map yet, so we move back to the reveal phase. We'll just get rid of those and reveal the first one. New trade, and I think the sun is going to move, and these are done from top to bottom. So yes, it's a turn point. We're going to roll a die. Even, we're going to shift the sun clockwise. If odd, shift it counterclockwise. If no sun, visibility is now clear and the sun's position is here. But no, we've still got sun even though it's hazy. That there. It's a 9, so it's odd. So it goes anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. So it moves from the port to the tail. And now we've got this new trade. So new trade, it says no raid marker on raid track, apply raid result. So down here, the raid marker is not in play. If the raid marker is not yet on the raid track, place it in the vector marker space. If visibility is clear, place escort station markers in escort stations on the intercept map. Actually, it's not, it's hazy, so I don't think we do that quite yet. So here's the raid marker. We've actually spotted the raid. So that's that one done. Next, straggler. No, I think again, whoops, I think we're going to ignore that one. Oh, another. Same thing there. We've got a weather, and looks like they're dropping their bombs early, the rotters. So once again, we're going to roll a die, see what happens to the sun. One, that's odd, of course. Shifts again counterclockwise, so it comes up to starboard. And this one, yes, another raid. And if we look on here, the raid, it is now in play. If the raid marker is already on the raid track, bombers have dropped ordnance. Remove all inbound vector markers from the track. Move the raid marker to the turn space. If the sun marker is on the interception map, which it is, roll a die and move it to a new position, because the bombers are turning homeward, and that changes where the sun is. So we'll remove all of these. There we go, and we move this onto the homeward turn space, and we roll a die. It's odd, and we're at flank already, and odd means it will move across to the other side, the other flank. So over it goes. We are now in the fuel phase. We'll move those once more. And then contact. Yes, we've got to chase them. So contact. We are in an adjacent zone because they're here and we're here. So we're in this part of the table. So we use a fuel immediately. Maybe using another one depending on what we throw. Nine. That's nose low. I think we'll use another fuel, just like in the last patrol, because if we go nose low, there will be penalties. So another fuel. And we're coming in nose high. Now we have to see what the escort is. And for that, we're using the escort table in the first chapter. Let's see what we get. We get a 10, and a 10 is trailing 109's heavy. Could have been worse, I suppose. So right down here, we've got a heavy escort of 109s. I'll tell you what we'll do. We didn't do it last time. I postponed it a bit. Let's see what the actual bomber type and formation is. And if I haven't got enough room, we'll just make a note of it and we can plop down the cards when we attack the bomber formation. So let's do that. There we go. We'll have the blue die for the type of bomber and the red die for its formation. Five, it's Stukas again. And 5, I think it's the same formation we had last time. And I'll see if I can put it out correctly. But there we go. That's the bomber formation done. Now, we're in the interception sequence and the orders phase. So now we've got to decide who's going after the escort, or do we leave them because they're way back there? We get 2 free goes. Or do we try and suppress them and possibly reduce them? Now, if we only send a section, To reduce them, we've got to throw an 11 or more, and to suppress them, 8 or more. However, if we send a flight out like we did last time, we only need, well, only a 9 or more to reduce them, or a 5 or more to suppress them. Now the thing is, bombers are on their way home. We're not going to get any victory points for splitting up the formations with disruption because they're on their way home. So I think what we'll do, and you may have your own opinions on this, of course, we're going to ignore the escort because they're way back there in the trailing area. We're going to try and get as many of those bombers as we can before they get home. The other thing I haven't done, and I'll do in a moment, is I should have put out the counters for their outbound journey. So orders wise, everybody is going after the bombers. So let's get that bomber formation out. Before we do that though, let's put out the outbound counters. We'll put them in our bag. We need 3. 1. Move that out of the way a minute. 2. 3, right. Another reason to go after the bombers now is we are getting a little bit low on fuel, and to intercept the bombers we have to throw on this chart, of course. We're coming in from the nose, we are high. The 109s are trailing, another good reason to have a go. We only need a 3 or more to intercept those bombers. And we get a 6, so yes. Tally-ho, boys. We're going after those Stukas. Here are our sections. Oh, put that there. These are all going to come in at the nose. But before we do that, let's shuffle the light bomber deck. I'll probably shuffle it again before we use it, just to keep everything legal. Right, we'll pop those with the other cards and we'll move them down to the bomber formation. So just to show you on the sequence of play, we placed our orders. There was only 1. We're going after the bombers. We were successful, so round 1 starts, and it starts with our fighters approaching those bombers. Now, as I said earlier, it doesn't matter victory point wise if we split them up like that, but it does make them a little easier to down. So I think we'll try what we did last time. We're going to attack from the nose, this one, and I think this one. Let's bring those pilots in. Again, your mileage may vary, as they say, but because we've got all our Spitfires coming in, I've kept them in their sections, even though technically they're all independent fighters now. We wanted to keep Yellow Leader and Yellow 3, Thomas of Historic Wings, together and attacking the same thing, because if we get a green result, we can put that off with one of the veteran privileges. So there we go. Right, let's see how we get on. So once again, I'll just give these a shuffle, and Tony will get this one. What does he get? We are, of course, this part here. We're coming in from the nose. 7 will disrupt that tile there, and we've got 12. So I'll tell you what, let's split that tile off. We'll just move that over there for a moment. There we go. Gets a hit. Here's the pot. Spitfire. Oh, fuselage 11. Is it catastrophic? Put it there. Can we see it? I think so. No. But he's got a hit. And one of those Stukas returns fire on him straight away. Wing 5. That's Tony done. I'm just moving them over there. If you remember, they're still engaged, but it just helps me keep track of who's done what. We've got yellow 3. That's Thomas. He's having a go. What does he get? We are now on here. 2. Oh, we can make that fall out. So 2 will make that fall out. Let's do that. There we go. Gets a hit on it, and Thomas Historic Wings is low ammo. There's his low ammo. Remember, it only takes 3 hits to destroy a Stuka, or 1 engine or 1 cockpit hit. Oh, it's a wing, nothing on there. So that's 2 hits. That's Thomas finished. And now, blue tweezers. Tweez is up. See how he does. We're here now. Oh dear, oh dear. A return fire. That's not very friendly. Oh, 7 on the elevator. Nothing else on there. It's a single plane. He's finished. Next we'll do the green section here. And green leader is Gareth Evans. We're back on this one. Oh dear. We need 9 to disengage this, and we've got 9 just. So we'll do that. There we are. But he is jammed as well. Next up, green 3. You want to get the names right. Oh no, that was, see, I've started already. That's green, me being colourblind. Green, that wasn't Gareth. That was Dave's Gaming Cave has jammed his guns. So again, apologies. Green 3 is a green pilot, E4 Airman. We're on here. Oh no! 4 will split this up. We haven't got 4. Or make that plane fall out of formation. We've only got the 3. But he does get a hit as he's green. As you can see, I don't think we've had one of those before. Hit on a green pilot. If the pilot is green, draw a hit marker and attach it to the RAF fighter. Dear, oh dear, lots of hits. I've just realised that this is an automatic hit, but the other 2, I should have been looking at the backs of these. I'm getting excited. It's only in dogfighting do we immediately apply these hits. So if the back of these are looking like that, then they will stand. Let's hope I haven't messed up. No, that one's okay. Well, not okay, but you know what I mean. Oh dear, they both still stand. As does this one, because it's a hit on the green pilot. Oh my goodness me. 10 on the rudder. As I say, it's not an overly complex game. It's just lots of things to remember, especially when you are videoing. So that's that one. And lastly, green 2 is Mike Berticelli, world famous game designer and developer with GMT Games. My check is in the post. Right. So we're on a single thing here. Oh, 3 to make it fall out, which it will. We've got 3. So let's do that. There we go. Don't get anything for that, but he does get damage on that Stuka. Fuselage. And that's Mike done. Next, blue. Let's see if I can get these names right. We've got blue leader, who is Hissy Cat. We're still attached, so we're still using this one from the nose. 4. Yes, we've got 6, so we can detach that. Let's get rid of that one. So we can move that over there to detach that or disrupt that one. Low ammo and return fire. Right, what does he get? No, he's not green, so that doesn't count. Good. I think I may have played that wrong. Hold on, let me rewind the video. No, we're all okay. I was having a bit of a moment. So that's done. Next up, we've got blue 3. And that's ID Jester. Let's see how he gets on. So we're on a single tile. We're here. Oh, 2 to make it fall out and a hit and low ammo. So let's do the falling or the distress. There we go. Just move the camera over a bit. It does distress. He gets a hit and low ammo. Oh, 12 on the fuselage. Bit of an ask, but you never know. Let's plop that there. Come on. Oh, ho, ho. No. And he whizzes past, and we're finishing with blue 2, which is Spitfire Stuka Joe. Stuka Joe is having a go. So we're a single plane now. We're here and gets a hit, nothing else. Look at that. What else do we expect from Stuka Joe? Come on, let's have a good one. Ah, it's just a wing. And that's Stuka Joe done. Last to go is the red section here. Red leader. Got him right this time. That is Gareth Evans. It's still, whoops, still attached. So we're in from the nose. 11, no way. There's only 3. But he does get a hit. Oh, it's just a wing. But he scoots past. Well, pop him there, actually. We've got red 2. Herman Luckman is up for the first time. Let's see what the Hermanator gets. Still on here. Nose. Oh, 10. Oh, for his troubles. He gets a return fire. Oh no! 7 on the rudder. Poor Herman gets a hit. And lastly, coming up behind there, red 3, Groucho Marx. We're still attached. We get another hit. 9, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, of course. Low ammo and a hit. I'm sure I put those engine and cockpit ones in here. Dig deep. Ah, another wing. That's 2. And off he goes. Next is they all disengage. So we'll do that. So I've zoomed out a bit because we've got so many planes, but maybe not so many next time, because it's now the hit check. Who's first? Let's pop this in here. First up is Yellow Leader. That's Tony. He needs a 5 or more, otherwise he's off to the wing fate box. 7. He's okay. We've got Yellow 2. Blue Tweezers. He needs 7 or more. Oh dear. No! He's off to the fate box. The elevator fate box. We'll just take his counter as well. That's the first casualty. We've now, oh dear, 10. We've now got green 3, which is poor old E4 Airman. Now green pilot needs a 10 or more. Been hit on the rudder. No, he's off to the fate box. The rudder section. And lastly, we've got red 2, which is Herman, the Herminator Lupman. He needs a 7 or more. Oh yes, he's okay. Got an 11. Well done, Herman. That's the nasty bit out the way. So there's Alan and E4 Airmen in their respective fate boxes. So on sequence of play, after we finish, resume, we're going back to the interception sequence, the entropy phase, and another go at that bomber formation. So here are our pilots, and if you remember from the last video, if we want to come in either from the tail or the nose, we're going to have to miss our chance of attacking the formation, but that will give those heavy 109s, which we can just see here, a chance to have a go at us. So we'll come in from the side, and as yet we haven't got any victory points. So I think what we'll do is we'll go after the damaged Stukas to at least try and get some damage on them. So let me have a think, and we'll put those Spitfires where I think they'll do the most damage. Okay, this is what I've decided. We're going to have a couple go after this twice damaged Stuka here. 3 after this one, as it's only been hit the once. Same reasoning here, hit twice. We'll have those 2 have a go. And because Green Leader has jammed guns, he might not have a successful damage if he gets one. So we've got the other 2 backing him up on there. So here we go. We'll start up here with Yellow Leader. That's Tony. See what we get. So we're coming in from the flank this time. It's a single. Oh no, it's just returned fire. That's no good at all. Tony survived the other one. No, it's a green hit. So that's okay, but nothing else happens. We've got the green pilot, Thomas, Historic Wings, up next. Gets the hit, but low ammo as well. And becomes no ammo. Let's see what that hit is. Well, obviously we're going to down it with the third hit, another wing hit. So hurrah, our first victory point. And Thomas gets his first bomber kill. I've circled these because we've taken those into account on the squadron log. So well done, Thomas. We can get rid of that. That turns into a destroyed. Oops. Those damage markers go back in the pot. Let's try this one. Let's try Blue Leader. That's Hissy Cat. Single damage on that Stuka. So another single play. Oh, collision. We can get rid of that because that's all that's on there. Let's pop it there. Don't get a 1. 4, we're okay. We'll leave that there actually. So nothing else happens. With Hissy, we've got Blue 3. That's ID Jester. He's low ammo. See if he's got better luck. He has, but he's going to become out of ammo and gets that hit. Another wing hit. And lastly, Blue 2. That's Stuka Joe. He was successful last time, getting a hit. Let's see what we get now. No, just a low ammo. Oh dear. The powers to be back at the aerodrome aren't going to be too impressed. Unless something drastic happens. Who's next? Let's do Green Leader. That's Dave's Gaming Cave. Only need 1 hit for this, but he has got jammed guns. He gets the hit. No, I had to do a rewind here. Started doing Dave's Gaming Cave, but I was using the wrong part of the bomber card, realized, and stopped the video. So let's try again. So, Dave's Gaming Cave, it's all happening. What we got? Coming in from the side, and we're still attached. Oh, that's going to be good enough. We can't split those up. Let's see if it sticks though, because he is jammed. He will get a low ammo, so let's put that on. And we have to throw a die. If we roll even, we can apply the damage result. If it's odd, we cancel the damage, but get rid of the jammed. 7, odd. No. Oh, it doesn't apply, but he gets rid of that jammed marker. He flies past. Who we got now? On low ammo. We only got 1 more hit. Red 3. That's Groucho Marx. Come on, Groucho. Get rid of that. We're here. Again, 7, no chance. Gets the hit, but becomes out of ammo. But that's going to be enough to get rid of that. Fuselage, bang. So that gets destroyed. And Groucho gets his first bomber kill. Well done, Groucho. Unfortunately, poor old Herman Lupman has still got to attack that Stuka who's been destroyed, because it's sort of all happening at the same time. So let's hope for a good result. We're here. We're here. Just gets a low ammo. I'm not going to do that, of course. Poor, that's that lot. So, last to go are these couple of red Spitfires. Red leader as Gareth Evans. You only want one hit. Yes, Ruff does it again. For some reason, once again, I'm using the wrong column. I'm using the nose column. I think it's because that's how we attacked the first time. So what I've done is I've put them back. We've got Gareth Evans as red leader. And yes, I did make a mistake, so apologies, Mike. This is Herman Lupman. So what we'll do to make it fair, we'll give these a quick shuffle and take one of these cards. And for Gareth, we are starboard. This is where I'm going wrong. And it's a single plane, and it's a low ammo. We do only want one more hit for this. So no luck for Gareth. And now the real Herman Lupman turns up. And for Herman we get, good grief, return fire. So let's get one of those. Oh, another low ammo. Okay. And we disengage. There we are, we've disengaged. The next thing to do is the hit check, but luckily nobody's got anything. We resume again at the interception sequence. And it's time now for the escort to react. We'll give these a shuffle. Let's see what we get. I'm hoping nothing too bad because they are tailing. So let's pop that there. And let's have a look. All right, don't think that's too bad. You have to do them in a certain order if you remember. Here it is. Clouds. That only happens if there are clouds, which there aren't, so we can ignore that. Help arrives. Remember our 109s are here, trailing, so no little icon next to it, so no help arrives. There are no little R's on the trailing, like there is there. The 109s would be reduced. Or no ambush. But before that, shift escort. So we've got to move these to the low station. And that's everything that's going to happen. That could have been worse. And now we're into the chase. Nobody is in the lost contact area here, so we're okay. Patrol complete. Now, what do you reckon? We might not be as lucky next time we come round to this. We're going to be sending home these, 3 of them. Let's do one more. Let's go for it, because we haven't got many victory points. We might be able to get a couple more. Let's see. Right. So we're going to say no. Carry on down. Fuel. We are getting low, but I think we can chance another go at the bombers. So that's the fuel. Next would be escort recovery, but our 109s aren't suppressed. Now we look at escort exit. So to see what happens to the escort, whether or not it will exit, or some of them will exit, we look at this number here. So it's a 10. And if we throw a 10 or more, the 109s will be reduced to light. Squeeze that in there. So 10 or more. 7, no good. Next is channel patrol. That only applies for these numbers, I think. Might get some revealed under here though. Next is reform. We don't have any Spitfires in the lost contact area here. So raid vector. And this moves on to here, and we're going to reveal that counter. Fingers crossed. Oh, flak. 2. I think they're going to be attacking these. So we have 2 flak to put on, and it says I think you have to put them on randomly, 1 marker per tile max, with largest contiguous set of bomber tiles. Well, this is the only contiguous set of bomber tiles, so I assume we'll place 1 on here and 1 on here. We've got a wing hit there. And a fuselage hit on there. Right. That's that. Oh, here I go again. I'm cutting in here, bit of a rewind, because when we get flak, not only do the bombers get hit, if there are any, in this case, Spitfires in the bomber area, they will get hit as well. So we need to throw for 2 Spitfires. Now, I think I missed this out in the last video, but luckily I've just seen a comment on it saying, Ruff, I think you missed that out. Yes, they are correct. So we've got to throw to see who will get hit by friendly fire. So we've got 10 there. So we'll throw a D10 for 2 of them. We'll go from left to right, 1 to 10. 2. This one, we'll see who they are in a moment. And 4. Oh, Tony, we know who that one is. Okay, and the other unlucky person is blue 3. Side Jester again, would you believe it? They will both receive hits. Let's have a look. ID Jester gets, a wing 4. And Tony, what's that? Wing 5. Could have been worse. The problem is we now have to throw for the hit check. So what does Jester want? 4 or more. 12. Lovely. And Tony needs 5 or more. 9. Yep, 9. Excellent. That's actually worked out quite well. So I don't have to re-video the last bit of the playthrough. Phew, right, as you were. So swirl again means we're coming back up here and having another go at that bomber formation. So the first part of that bomber cycle is approach. Any Spitfires that don't approach are returned to base. So we might as well return these 3 to the RTB track as they're out of ammo. There we are. That's the 3 returning to base. The others, of course, are going to approach, ready for the next attack. There we are, that's what I've decided. We're running out of bomber cards, so it looks like I'm going to have to shuffle them very soon, a couple of goes. So let's start with yellow leader, that's Tony. Starboard, oh dear, we've not been very lucky with these at all. He's now jammed. We've got blue leader, that's Hissy Cat. Oh no, he's out of ammo. Dear, oh dear. We're now out of cards. So we need to shuffle them again. Good old shuffle. Right. Next up is red leader, and that's Gareth Evans. Starboard, they're still joined, unfortunately, so we're here. 7 will split in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. But it does take a hit. That will enable it to fall out, but we don't get any points for it. But let's see what we get. Oh, engine. He's only gone and downed that one. That's destroyed. Problem is, of course, after we give Gareth his low ammo down to no ammo, these two will still have to draw cards. So we have red 2. That's Mr. Lutman. So starboard here. Could have been worse. He would have got a hit, but he's now out of ammo. And lastly, we've got blue 2. Stuka Joe. He's not a green pilot. No, that doesn't apply. So a bit lucky there. And lastly, we've got green leader, which is Dave's Gaming Cave coming in. We only need one more hit. So it gets it and is out of ammo, of course. Let's just see what it was. Oh, it was a cockpit. There is one in there. So that is destroyed. Oh, forgot to put that down. I'll put that down later. The other hit here as well. But that's it. That's the end of the attack. We now disengage. We are now escort reaction. Here we are. Hope we're lucky. So, no, because it's still hazy sun. Then it's help arrives. Nothing is happening. Look at this. We're at low, nothing. And these two would be reduced if we had escorts in those. And no ambush. So nothing happens. What's the chances of that happening? Brilliant. Next, we would do the chase. There aren't any Spitfires in the lost contact area. So now we say patrol complete. We're going to say yes. And I think if there's still planes in play, we have to carry on with that patrol complete phase, if you like, because it says here, if all RAF fighters are on the RTB track or in fate boxes, the patrol ends. Initiate the RTB sequence. If some are still in play, play continues. Follow this sequence, which is basically the patrol complete sequence. So, first thing, fuel. There we go. We're just going to move that along. We are getting quite low. Whoops. There we go. Next, it's escort recovery. No, they're not suppressed. Do they exit now? It's all a bit academic, but we'll go through what it says. And as you can see, we're looking for a 10. Or more. No, they stay where they are, but we now have to check for any channel patrols that are seeing the raid return and coming to assist it, and they may spy us. Again, it's this number here, 10 or more. There's a dogfight. 4. Oh, nearly was a 10. So that's okay. Reform, no. That might be the thing that does us right at the end, but it's the raid vector. So it's this one. New trade. To be honest, I don't think that will do anything, so we get rid of that and we swirl again. We would come back to the bomber formation. None of our planes are going to approach the bomber formation, so they have to return to base. There we are. Everyone on the RTB track returns to base, and the patrol is over. The return to base sequence says do the fate boxes first, but I just want to return our pilots back to base. Here they are. We've got enough fuel for them to do that. They're not in the low empty or vapor. But now it's time to see what happens to blue tweezers and E4 airmen in the fate boxes. Right, let's see what happens to blue tweezers. The elevator box. Spitfire. So we need an 8 or more for him to land safely back into the hangar. 2, no. So he crashes. Now we have to see what happens when he crashes. We need a 4 or more for him to bail out safely. Oh, thank goodness for that. He will bail out safely. We'll pop him up there. He'll miss the next patrol while they transport him back to the aerodrome, but apart from that, safe and sound. Next, though, we've got E4 airman. He needs a 7 or more to land safely. No, 5. Unfortunately, he's a green pilot, so he will need a 5 or more to bail out. Otherwise, he's in trouble. 7. Yes, does it. So that could have been a lot worse. But E4 airman will also miss the next patrol. And that's the fate boxes done. And now we'll have a look at the paltry amount of victory points we got for that patrol. We've only got these 4 bombers, which is pretty poor. And if we look at the squadron log, just the 4 victory points for the bombers. We didn't get any for isolating the Ketters because they were on their way back. So there we go. 2 have bailed out. Not a great patrol. So that's everybody sorted out. So the pilots that are resting because they're fatigued, they've flown 2 consecutive patrols. We've got Thomas, Historic Wings, Heidi Jester, Gareth Evans and Hissy Cat for the regular pilots, and Tony's Bald Life. Richard Kerr, I think, has to sit out this one because he became fatigued after flying his night duty. So I think he sits this one out, and these pilots will be ready for Patrol 4. I think we might just have enough pilots to send up one more full squadron for Patrol 3. But that's it, that's everything. And we now get ready for Patrol 3. But that's for another video. We're going to leave it there and tell you this has been part 2 of a playthrough of Skies Above Britain, designed by Jerry White and Gina Willis and published by GMT Games. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed that and you found it interesting. And again, apologies for my little misplays as we go through. As I say, this isn't a professional tutorial series. It's me playing the game. But if I have missed something, I've tried to catch what I think is most of them. If I have, then let me know. But if you did enjoy it and you haven't done so already, it would be great if you would have a think about subscribing to the channel, because it really does help. Pushing the like button of the video, the big thumbs up underneath, really helps as well. And if you want to be informed of other content the channel uploads, then push that bell. But make sure you push all notifications. As always, I encourage you to leave a comment, not only, as I mentioned earlier, in case I've done something that's amiss and needs to be put right, or that you're enjoying the playthrough. But whatever you put, you know I love to read them. Thanks as always to my subscribers. Thank you so much. And just before I go, if you wish to support the channel a little bit further, you can. You can buy the channel a coffee, and there's a link for that in the description. Or if you wish, you can push the super thanks button underneath the video, because those little contributions really do help the channel to keep ticking along. So thank you. Okay, next up, Patrol 3, and I hope you can join me for that. But until then, as always, you take care and goodbye.